Yo, what's going on, toxic gamers? Right now, everybody's going batshit crazy. I mean, even Uncle Phil just came out and he responded to the entire situation. Yeah, man, the Battlefield and Call of Duty drama wasn't enough. That we got this. You don't have to like the video. You do not have to subscribe. Apparently, Xbox is bringing everybody a deal. Everybody, deal, free deal. You can play with Captain BBC. Pause, but you can play with him for free if you pay $30 a month for Xbox Game Pass. Bruh. That is a deal, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Legacy Killer HD. Roll it.
Player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business. Like, it's definitely true inside of Microsoft. The bar is high for us in terms of the delivery that we have to give back to the company, because we get a level of support from the company that's just amazing.
The turmoil surrounding the Xbox brand has only continued, and certainly questions right now are on everybody's mind about what is the future of this platform, and will it even be around in the next couple of years? Well, the Game Pass increases have been the topic of discussion, at least in some areas.
Damn, yo, Uncle Phil actually slimmed down. Yo, he looking good right now.
They're not being impacted by this just yet.
See, it seems like he's working out on how to get to everybody wallets.
Microsoft delays Xbox Game Pass Ultimate price hikes for some subscribers, and this is not coming out of the generosity of their hearts. And it has now been said by Microsoft that the price increase will only currently affect new purchases and not existing subscribers in markets like Germany, Ireland, South Korea, Poland, and India. At the time, these increases will only affect new purchases and will not affect your current subscription for the market in which you reside, as long as you are on an auto-recurring plan. It's like almost blackmail. Like, if you get off of this, well, you're getting hit with that $30 price that is now the norm for everybody worldwide. Although in some of these other territories, it's even more. But the key word there, again, is at this time. And it says, should you choose to cancel your plan or repurchase, you will be charged at the new current rate. And Microsoft confirmed to The Verge that the email is genuine and it's not impacting subscribers in the US or UK, which aka just means, well, you get screwed no matter what. And it's not, like I said, this
however, if you're in the UK, if you're in the US, you can play with Captain BBC for free if you keep on paying that $30 per month, man. Yeah, they actually bring it in. You know, gamers going crazy right now. Gamers going batshit crazy, man. I don't get it, man. I don't understand, bro. You know, this is what these motherfuckers be doing with Fable. Ubisoft completely butcher my boy Yasuke, bro. Damn, man. They made him, like, they gave Nobunaga's sister, which she in real life was absolutely loyal, okay? She was a loyal lady, okay? Nobunaga's sister, she was a very respectable woman, no longer with us. Rest in peace to the sister. But Ubisoft, these twats out there, they use Yasuke to give her the BBC, bro. Like, damn, bro. And Yasuke was apparently a man of culture too, so they butcher his legacy, but they butcher Nobunaga's legacy, right? They gave her the BBC in the game, bro. I cannot even believe they did that. And that's not even comedy, that's like literally the circus done by Ubisoft. And now apparently you can play with Captain BBC for $30 a month on Xbox. Yeah.
This is the email that's been going around that a lot of people were questioning its authenticity at first, but it has been confirmed it is the real deal. And ultimately, many people have been curious, why isn't just these specific countries that they're not seeing the price increase quite yet? Well, it comes down to local regulations on subscription price changes, which again, Microsoft has put a strong emphasis on. They're going to be pushing this sooner or later, even for those places. So, like I said, no matter what, everything surrounding this brand just on fire right now. And the extent of this chaos is certainly not limited to just the software side, because additionally, physical has been an absolute disaster this generation.
He looks just like all of us, man. He looks like one of he looks like toxic gamers, bro. What the hell? He's like one of the toxic gamers, just like us. Damn.
Just like it was last time. We're actually seeing multiple retailers pulling stock. We talked about this in a recent video, that Costco became one of the first ones confirming that they will no longer sell Xbox consoles. Sam's Club seemingly followed hand, saying that they're clearancing their existing.
Now, there are some reports that are saying that this is false. Now, I've read that, so I wanted to bring that up. But there have been retailers, I mean, there are tons of articles being written that, yeah, stores are pulling out. Pause. I guess there's some truth to it, but then there are other reports saying that it's not true. So what is true?
Stock that they had, and many people taking this as a sign that many retailers are just trying to get rid of Xbox because there's just no worth of having something that a lot of people just aren't interested in. And now this has escalated even more because seemingly other major retailers are getting in on this. The reports have been that Target and Walmart are pulling their Xbox stock, according to alleged staff. And the big thing that's missing from this article is that it doesn't seem to be widespread, at least yet. And Microsoft has come out and said that these retailers
yeah, your Uncle Phil actually slimmed down, though. That is crazy. Looks like that he's eating a lot of salad with you know, looks like he's using the Game Pass money to buy himself the salad, man. So yeah, he's using the extra, you know. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So
retailers are actually still committed to Xbox. They're still committed to the brand. They're still
Right.
going to have new consoles and stuff on their shelves. But the extent of it is really the thing that's being called into question right now. And this is according to Reddit right now. This is where the reporting came, and the initial claims that individuals that work at these places, Target and Walmart, both stores, have begun removing Xbox stock in mass. And they talk about how, yeah, all games have been discontinued and will likely go on clearance at least at these select stores. And as one person said, I can count on one hand the number of times I've sold an Xbox game. And if you look at the amount of consoles that are being sold and, you know, physical versus digital data nowadays, this really isn't too surprising. And this is no matter what a logical conclusion based on really how things are going. And it is also highlighted here that Walmart store I worked at as an employee is getting...
I really wonder, right? How many of you guys actually, yeah, let's actually do emergency meeting real quick. How many of you had Game Pass, but then you canceled? One in the comments if you did had Game Pass, whether that was for PC or Series X, Series S, or for if you own an Xbox console. How many of you did had and you canceled? 2 if you never canceled. 3 if you never had to begin with, right? So 1 if you had Game Pass and then you canceled it. 2 if you got it and you are not planning to cancel it. 3 if you never had it, right? Like, just trying to see like where everybody's at.
rid of Xbox games too. We are doing a store remodel now, and the new layout for electronics will have no Xbox games, and Switch and PlayStation will be condensed to one locked case each. Like I said, when you entered into these stores years ago, you used to have massive sections. It was all Xbox, all PlayStation, all Switch, like 3 sections. Now it's limited down because, again, they prioritize digital over physical.
Man, it's not even Xbox. Gaming is in such a shitter right now. Battlefield 6, honestly, man, like, I have been no life in this game. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. I really hope it's gonna last, though. But I have been no life in it, right? Like, going from not even playing games. I mean, I used to no life games 24/7, right? And going from that to not even playing any game for months. Yeah, there were moments where I didn't even touch my PlayStation for months because there was nothing really to play, at least for me, right? And I've been doing like YouTube, right? I've been working out, going to the gym, like doing some acting gigs outside, doing this, doing that, just making sure I stay consistent in other aspects of life. So I barely get time to play, and if I get time, I don't want to play Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be wasting my time playing that trash-ass game. But, you know, sometimes, like, after a few months, I would be getting a little bit of that itch, so I don't want to lose my FPS ability. So I would go on Call of Duty, hop on, play the game for 30 minutes, listen to a podcast in the background, or drive cars in GTA 5. Bruh. Yeah, I'm a retired gamer, I guess, right? So going from playing 24/7 to this, to now actually playing Battlefield 6, I've been gaming for hour and a half, mostly every single day. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's my version of no-lifing as somebody that is now pushing 30, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It is crazy. And I do look forward to playing this game every day right now. I really hope it lasts, but that goes to show you that it's not just that, because for the longest amount of time I thought that I'm growing old, which is true. You know, we're kind of like growing older and games are not the same. But yes, that is also true. Games are not the same. Maybe we're getting older, maybe we're growing out of it. But if they drop a good game, bro, like, Sick is gonna be on it. Like, I'm on Battlefield 6. I've been no life in the game, and I'm actually enjoying my time. What is true is that once GTA 6 drops, it's game over, right? Like, I'm gonna be playing that game 24/7. For how long, time will tell us for sure. But yeah, it's not that we're getting old, which of course we are, like, duh. But it's not just that we're growing out of these games. It's just that gaming just sucks, man. Like, for the most part, especially if you're a fan of FPS games, especially if you're a fan of GTA games like that. Now, it doesn't mean that GTA sucks. It's just that we have to wait 10 plus years to get GTA, right? So yeah, but I do believe that this is really all of what's happening right now is really gonna be springboarding us to us getting good games, because, you know, because of the Rona situation, you know, devs didn't have that much time. Then they went crazy with microtransactions. We had the woke era of video games, right? It seems like that the woke era is dying right now. It's still present, it's always gonna be present, but you know, like a year or 2 years ago, it got really insane. It felt like that 9 out of 10 games were insanely woke, but right now it seems like they're calming down based off of the backlash, the fans' feedback, and it seems like that, yeah, They like money by the looks of it, right? They want to make money, so they're gonna do what the fans want, and that is honestly good. So I truly do believe it's gonna take time, but games are gonna get better. Battlefield 6 prime example. Call of Duty is gonna be doing the same very, very soon. In fact, they're already trying with removing skill-based matchmaking because of Battlefield 6. Guess what? Feedback helps. Not pre-ordering games help. Not buying games help. Complaining or genuinely having criticism out there about something that you don't like actually add to it. So we gotta keep up the fight, guys. I truly do believe that games are gonna get better. It's gonna take time though, but they're gonna get better.
I think nowadays it's said that almost 90% of video game purchases are made digitally. People are no longer buying physical copies, and a lot of the times when they're buying consoles, when they're buying new copies, a lot of the time it's through Amazon and other, online store sellers. But yes, this is an image somebody gave. My local Target is getting rid of their Xbox section. But again, the extent of this, it doesn't seem to be widespread, at least yet, and that's something that Microsoft keeps hammering home on. But obviously there's no response to the fact that Costco just openly came out and said that they're done completely, and also seemingly Sam.
Okay, I'm not sure whether that's true or not, because there have been articles, there have been reports coming out that is not true. So, I heard that. But if Costco is really saying that, holy shit, man, that is crazy. Now, I also do believe that either Xbox is gonna get better or it's gonna slowly die even more. With Xbox, that's what it is, right? Because these suckers aren't even doing anything much more than that. Now, what sucks here is that I'm actually a little sick, so apologies for that. What sucks here is that Xbox put in $70 billion into Activision and Call of Duty. And Call of Duty is in such a... It was... when they bought it, Call of Duty was in a bad spot. But right now, it's more so than ever because of the fatigue. Because every game feels like copy and paste. Not that it feels like, it really is. There is no novelty with Call of Duty. It doesn't feel fresh. It doesn't feel new. Whereas Battlefield 6, it truly feels like a new game. It feels like, it's a good FPS game. Not only that it seems like or feels like a good FPS game, but it also feels Battlefield. But it also, in a way, approaches Call of Duty players with a Battlefield approach. And it also feels like old school Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. But on steroids, with destruction, right? The maps aren't that big in comparison, but they are pretty good, and the destruction really adds up to it. Graphics are amazing, games feel really new as well, it feels good. So I really think that's it's a good thing, right? My so far only criticism for Battlefield 6 is that lack of maps, and we need basically TDM on all the maps, we need Rush on all the maps, and we do need Rush to be 64 players, like 32 versus 32. So far, I haven't seen 32 versus 32. I believe like in certain maps, if you go in server browser, it's possible. But I haven't yet toyed around with the server browser a lot. So yeah, let me know in the comments for sure, those of you that have been playing this game 24/7. I've only been just playing for an hour mostly every day, so I still have yet to see everything the game has to offer. But the game does feel really unique. So if we keep on... Like, Call of Duty, they really need to make something new, man. And when I say something new, it needs to... The core gotta be Call of Duty, bro. The core gotta be Call of Duty. But it still needs to feel new. Back in the days, they were able to do it. Infinity Ward, Treyarch, back-to-back, Modern Warfare and Black Ops, and both of those games felt different and unique and new. If you didn't like Infinity Ward, guess what? You had Treyarch. You had zombies. Next year, it would be survival. It would be co-op. It would be Spec Ops. And it would be multiplayer, and it would be Modern Warfare. It would be some different, right? So we had different arts, different games, different gameplay, and it felt unique. It really did carry the franchise, but now every game feels the same shit, man. It just feels the same shit. Xbox paid $70 billion, and they say they lost $300 million. They paid $70 billion, and they're losing $300 million US from Call of Duty this time around. That is honestly insane, because they should have been making 300 million, 400 million. So, like 20 years down the road, like 30 years, I don't know how many years, but eventually they would be able to make their 70 billion back, then some, and then start to be in green and start to be profitable with Call of Duty. Because so far, they paid 70 billion and they're losing 300 million, or they lost 300 million. That is dirty, man. That is insane. At this rate, if this continues, bro, I wouldn't be shocked if they remove Call of Duty from Game Pass. But more so than that, imagine one day it actually shuts down for real. Or Xbox is like, okay man, you know what? We need to sell this out. Let Activision, these motherfuckers be independent. We don't care. We don't care. They might do that. Don't think it will happen though. But you know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if nothing is being done and Call of Duty is going downhill, I wouldn't be shocked. Let's be real. It's a business at the end of the day, right? Is it entirely Xbox's fault? I wouldn't say that. I would say the fault, it's probably with the Game Pass and Game Pass price and what Xbox has been doing with their other IPs. With Call of Duty though, I mean, it's Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, their fault. Like, they're just not able to come up with something new and they're not following what gamers want, right? For the longest amount of time. This year around, they're saying no skill-based matchmaking. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. But I mean, get the hell out of here, man. Like, damn, bro.
Sam's Club. But yeah, as somebody said, no Xbox products are featured in the Walmart 2025 holiday catalog. Not a great sign, especially when brands like Meta and Playground are given space next to Nintendo plus Sony. And as one individual, Rally Card Delta Gaming, pointed out, Microsoft isn't working with retailers to end Xbox Series hardware, and social media posts are about the worst way to get the truth. I would agree with that. Although I do think that this anecdotal stuff, it is adding up. He goes on to say, this is the real point that I agree with. Microsoft has purposely slowed the proliferation of this series hardware. They are complacent with raising the cost, slowing demand, and basically moving on from it. The fewer units that go out there, the fewer they need to support. And look, this is the bleak image that we have right now. These are some of the estimates that came from August of 2025 in terms of sales, and this is just the frightening image that Xbox and Microsoft leadership are dealing with, and why they're so extremely worried about this platform, and why they've been pushing this Xbox is everywhere marketing campaign. It's because of this. Look at this. Global estimates for August of 2025, Switch 2, over 1 million units sold. Xbox Series X only over 100,000, and the PlayStation 5 is at around 800. That is a stark contrast. That is something that has to be...
There were rumors that said that maybe one day they're gonna completely shut down Xbox. These are rumors, doesn't mean it's true, right? But we had these reports that they will completely get rid of the consoles, which we're hearing is not true. We're gonna have next-gen Xbox, but maybe after that they're gonna get rid of Xboxes. But Xbox gaming studios are gonna be here to stay. Basically, they're gonna make games, and but they're not gonna make consoles. So they're gonna make games for PC, for PlayStation, and for other consoles, Nintendo, and this and that. But they're not gonna have Xbox out there. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it continues like that. I wouldn't be shocked. They're just gonna Microsoft gaming, right? That's what it's gonna be, or maybe Xbox gaming without the Xbox consoles.
To be frightening, that leadership, and like I said, this is stuff that these estimates are backed by the official data that we've been getting, because the Series X is falling behind compared to the Xbox One. Something that...
And honestly, though, would you rather amazing games from Xbox and Microsoft, or mediocre games like right now? And console that is doing lackluster? Xbox as a console, like specs wise, isn't that bad. Like, it's really dang good, you know. 12 teraflops, but they're not utilizing it. They don't know how to utilize it. So Xbox as a console, as hardware, is not bad. Same for PlayStation. The hardware is there. It's pretty strong. It's just that these suckers don't know how to make games. Forza is good. I also like the what's this called, the Flight Simulator, which is gonna be coming on PlayStation. I think that's good. They're gonna make more money that way for sure. But yeah, I rather they make amazing games, honestly.
That is honestly astonishing because of all the changes and stuff that we've seen. Xbox as a brand just no longer represents something that a lot of the average consumer cares about. In the United States, a little bit more so, but Europe, around the world, no. Despite the bleak past few years and declining sales, Microsoft has said multiple times now that they are still committed to their future hardware, which they've never really excelled at. And they, again, have answered a lot of the rumors and leaks that have emerged that called into question the future of this lineup, saying we're actively investing.
Yeah, essentially, they are going to have a next-gen console, but I wonder, right, if the next-gen console don't sell too well, based off of like what's happening right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't sell too well, man. What's gonna happen then? We're also hearing PlayStation 6 is coming out in 2027. I might make a new video on it because there were some new reports on it, so yeah.
Investing in our future first-party consoles and devices. And based on a lot of the stuff with Microsoft and them canceling products almost instantaneously afterwards, we'll see with all of that. But it must be noted the fact that we are starting to hear some leaks, at least about what they have been working on for the time being. Xbox's Magnus leak suggests next console will be powerful, expensive, and maybe a hybrid device. And that's really the big thing that's going to be the change up from this traditional cycle that we've seen. Because Microsoft has put a strong emphasis that there might be stores here around. So you might be able to access your Steam portfolio, GOG, Epic Games Store. That is a little bit of a game changer. Is it enough to get a lot of people to, cough up money for an Xbox console? I still don't think so, because the counter argument is just buying a PC. Ultimately, though, the big problem that Xbox is...
Yeah, more and more gamers are moving towards PC. Now, I am a console peasant. I do have a solid PC, but I rather I just prefer gaming on PC or PlayStation rather, because like I grew up with PlayStation, and you know, console is just easier to get into. Just pick up a controller and hook up an HDMI, and then that's it, right? But more and more gamers are moving to PC, which I think is good. Maybe one day, these twats gonna get rid of the PlayStation Plus. Or you can have PlayStation Plus and Game Pass and whatnot, but make online free. Make online free! Make online free! Like the video if you agree, man. Online should have been free. PlayStation 3 was free online. But then these twats were like, okay, no, man, we need better security. We need to follow, and which is just bullshit, right? Yeah, you guys need like better security for sure, but that's just bull squash, right? But yeah, maybe one day online would be free. Maybe one day a man can dream.
Is going to run into is this detail. Next-gen Xbox consoles could be more expensive than the PlayStation 6, and analysts right now believe that it could be pushing into the $800 to $1,200 range. And based on the fact that they're selling right now an Xbox One X for $800, this really isn't too surprising, and it really is frightening.
What the hell?
Right now an Xbox One X for $800, this really isn't too surprising, and it really is frightening. But this is some
Xbox One X. Do you mean like Xbox Series X, right? Like he just mixed up. I think he got mixed up, which is fine. So Xbox Series X is being sold for $800. And they're thinking about launching the next console for $800. It's over. I don't think they will do that. I can see $599 though for PlayStation and Xbox though, or maybe like $649, so $650 USD. I can see that, even though that's high, right? For a console, it should be $499. It should be $399. Let's be real. But okay, right? I can see $499 though, easy. But $800. Dude, $1,200? Man, ain't nobody gonna buy that. When I say ain't nobody, some twat's gonna buy it, but the sales are gonna be down the gutter, especially if it turns out PlayStation 6 is $499 or $599, or let's just say $650, and Xbox is like $800. Yeah, who do you think? Oh, like, what do you think? Like, what people are gonna buy? PlayStation got the brand awareness. People are used to it. Xbox is pulling all these bad moves. Plus, it turns out the console is more expensive than PlayStation. It's over. Did you see this video though? If not, check out this video on the screen, man, because the things that are going around with them UFOs and aliens right now, it is insane, and we indeed got a footage, indeed get a new footage of it as well. Check it out and I'll see you there.